how'd you get here?
So this is a Sonic fan game I've had my eye on for a little while now. It's Sonic Overdrive. And the thing that's really stood out to me about this game, what makes me want to try it so much, is everything in this game, after playing like through the tutorial level and then nothing else, seems very, very designed around an aesthetic. And the feeling that aesthetic gives you, right? Because for those of you who don't know, this is a very heavily inspired fan game by Sonic CD. It's heavily inspired by CD, is what I'm trying to say. I fucked up that sentence like crazy, but please believe me, I'm running low on sleep. I just wanted to play this game. It looked comfy. I wanted to try it. Something, Animal Crossing ass player, whatever. But from what I've played, it's very oriented on aesthetic. So I'll run through the moveset while we go through the tutorial level, but a lot of these mechanics that are new to this game, a lot of the parkour systems in this game that very much feel reminiscent of Lost World, are all based on, like, the CD opening cutscene. And you can feel it and you can tell it gives that same vibe. So when you see those YouTube Let's Play videos that are like, the CD cutscene come to life? Question mark, question mark, question mark. By the way, I'm not hating. In the title war, the YouTube title war, trust me, I am king of the worst YouTube titles and clickbait and whatever, but like, genuinely, they're correct, man. It's not even clickbait, because they're just fucking factually right. It feels like the CD opening. And I kind of want to go into it. I kind of want to go into the way that it feels good and where it takes from other games and you know, the things that it does to differentiate itself while still being very cool and, you know, reminiscent of other experiences. So obviously we have the spin dash, which takes forever to charge, it feels like. I feel like the drop dash is just overall better at getting things done. So I feel like I'm not really going to use the spin dash too often. It's also like, it's not something you can really spam like you could in a lot of other Sonic fan games or, you know, Adventure 2, because you have to stand still to get through it. Please, drop dash. Don't prove me wrong. No! No! Okay, well, there's some uses for it, guys. There are some uses. But it feels like it takes forever to charge up. And I don't know, maybe I'm just not using it properly. Whatever. There's always a chance. But, boys... Alright, there we go. Hey, rule of thumb, now you know, don't bounce on springs in pretty much any Sonic game. It'll get you into weird situations. But yeah, overall, it's kind of like your usual moveset. You gotta bounce, you have no double jump actually, just the air dash, which is honestly really cool. I know that a lot of Sonic fan games kind of are adding, you know, the double jump in addition to the air dash. And that's fine, that's cool. I don't know, the limited movement is also very interesting to have, and it makes you go about certain gameplay situations in different ways. Homing attack, obviously, as you have to have in pretty much any 3D Sonic experience, but they also do this really cool thing where if you hold the homing attack button, so the jump button, right, you actually get like a really elongated homing attack like that, which will send you much farther. So it gives you this really interesting way of going about interacting with a homing attack, kind of like what Lost World tried to do, and I think succeeded, personally. Some people don't agree with that, but the idea where you have multiple different ways to interact with a homing reticle. So you have the kick, and then you have the base homing attack. They have different properties, whatever, but this one is more oriented on, like, you have the ability to either focus on very tight-knit, you know, movement in a smaller space where it sends you a little more upwards versus movement where you're going to be, you know, just making a lot of vertical progress. And sometimes, you know, that vertical progress won't be really super great for what you want to do. It's very cool. But there's also a trick system just like Sonic Rush that's based on the L and the R buttons on a PS5, PS4 controller. And those are really cool. Same kind of concept where it's like vertical movement versus horizontal movement just based on a spring, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But they also have this really cool parkour system. So right there, I wouldn't have been able to run on the wall if I was not holding down R1. And this is very much the same way. Hold R1 here, you have the ability to jump off this, and then bounce on these. But you can also, if I can make it, please, okay, oh, good. You can also use like the drop dash and just get speed to launch off of these, then hold the R button afterwards and still get a lot of really cool motion. And I don't know. Something about this feels really good. I think it's very reminiscent of Sonic Lost World. You hold a button and then you can parkour. And it feels really intuitive. Unlike Lost World, which kind of had an issue where you would kind of find yourself, I don't know, fumbling around with the parkour mechanic and not necessarily knowing how to use it because the game doesn't explain pretty much dick to you. Like, here, you just have a really intuitive system where it's like, you parkour on something, you jump off of it. You can't really run on the walls unless it looks like you can run on them, and then everything else, you can jump off of if it has this orange glow. There you go. Simple, easy, super fucking cool. And I think it works really well. Now, I have seen a lot of people, obviously no shade, when I'm about to say this, fumble around with this mechanic when they're playing through it. I've seen first-time playthroughs of this. This is also my first-time playthrough of this level, so high chance I'll fumble around with this later. But I've seen people fumble around with the parkour mechanic a lot, actually. It's very much something that I don't think has come easy to a lot of people that are playing the game. But for me, I don't know. I kind of don't understand why that's the case. Like, yeah, you kind of lock yourself into this movement. That's the reason I kind of fucked that up over there a little bit. But also, I don't know, it feels super intuitive to kind of launch yourself in the right direction and just make strides with it. The only thing I can really see becoming a potential issue with it and making it a little more awkward than, you know, maybe it should be is the fact that in this specific level, there's very, I don't know, like, not abstract. What's the word I'm looking for? There's very strange geometry for the things that you're going to parkour off of, right? Like, it's not all flat. It's not all like a cylinder or like a square like in the tutorial level. So it's just a little bit different. But I feel like it's not, I don't know. It's not that different, guys. Like, it still feels very, I don't know, like, easy to pull off. Oh, that was the wrong one. I wanted to do the forward one. That's okay. I'm still not super good at dealing with the tricks. I don't think I've ever really been good at tricking properly in Sonic games, but, you know, it takes time. It takes time. We'll get around to it. We'll get around to it. Hold R1 here. There we go. Then you can roll out of it. Oh, my God. It feels really good. It feels really good to control. I haven't run into any... Hello? Okay. Guys. I swear to God, this game doesn't do this normally. This is very weird. All right, we're back in it. Oh, you know what? At least we can go explore the alternate pathways. I am really excited to see kind of what this game has to offer in terms of alternate pathways. Already, it's seeming really cool. Just the movement. Oh, it feels so good. Hold on, I'm definitely gonna... Oh! That feels so nice. And also, this is such a cool way to separate a loop so you can't, I don't know, just naturally jump through it. That's something you kind of see in a lot of 3D Sonic likes or Sonic fan games where they don't lock you into the loop movement. It's like, I can just ignore it. Like, there's no fucking reason for me to go through this loop. Will it help me build up speed? Maybe. If I'm in an area where, like, I've lost speed or, like, I don't know, I fucked up something. But usually, when you get into loops, I don't know, you've already gained the speed that you are going to want going into that loop so you can go into it naturally. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense, but I feel like it's not necessary. I feel like it's very unnecessary to kind of... Oh my God, the movement in this is so good. I'm so sorry. I keep losing my train of thought because it just feels so sick to move around in this zone. Like, I think it's really well designed for what it's trying to do. I think a lot of issues that some Sonic fan games have is when they kind of try to do these really cool intricate systems, they don't have the level design to back it up, or they expect you to, like, utilize these systems insanely well in order to make it through level design. And, like, yeah, you know, you can do that sometimes, and sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Like, it's hard to explain what I'm trying to say. They will expect mastery of a system very quickly. Just to progress in, like, even the earlier levels. Because, hey, I made the system. I've mastered it. I know what I'm doing. you should also know what you're doing, right? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense in a lot of scenarios where the movement system is so unique, or like it's trying to do its own thing that's not traditionally Sonic. And then sometimes you also run into this issue where it's like, well, the movement system doesn't feel like it has flow. Like, that's also completely possible in a situation like this where like you're trying to implement this really cool new unique movement system. What if it just doesn't feel like it flows together well? What if the movement system doesn't feel like Sonic? What if you have like this weird chaos control mechanic for like, I don't know, let's say you're doing a Shadow fan game, and you get Shadow's chaos control mechanic down, and you're like, I'm gonna do the thing where Shadow stops when he does a homing attack. Oh boy, he's gonna hit the enemy and then he's gonna stop. And then guess what? You have the issue that Frontiers had that people really hated, where you homing attack and all momentum is just gone, right? That type of thing, right? Does that make sense? Where like you want this really cool unique movement system, and then you just kind of forget that you're making a Sonic game, and what people are going to want out of a Sonic game and what people are going to want out of a Sonic movement system. Whereas this feels like it's incredibly intentional. It's incredibly intentional. Looks like we're going to have to use a spin dash for this one, boys. It's incredibly intentional, and I feel like the level design itself is kind of working around that momentum-based mechanic. Can we just... Hold on, guys. We can make it this time. Fuck! Okay. We're starting back a little... We're doing this. All right. Just run it. Just run it. This will make it work. Never mind. Fuck! Am I just bad? I think I'm just bad. Because, like, this isn't hard to understand level design. I think I'm just dog shit. I think we found out the issue. I think I'm just trash. But, okay, TLDR, from what I'm saying, so I don't retrace any of my steps. A lot of Sonic fan games don't understand the momentum that Sonic fans want from a Sonic fan game. This game does, and I think a lot of the parkour systems and a lot of the movement systems are explained super well, are inherently very easy to understand, and then are, as a result, just understood in a way that facilitates Sonic's movement in a very unique and fun way. Also, the music fucking slaps. I haven't said that yet. I can barely hear it because I'm playing through this, you know, to record it, and yeah, I don't want the music blasting in my ear because then I won't really be able to think at all. But I have heard the music on its own. I've listened to it on my own time. So good. So good. Such a beautiful, magic, like, modern mix of CD ideas. Ugh. It's just too good. It's too good. Honestly, another thing I'm kind of noticing, maybe this is me thinking into it way too hard because I'm a methodic autist, and I dick ride this series like nobody's business, and this is what my hyperfixation is, and like I know things, brother. I know things. I genuinely really love the way that this level design is harkening back to CD, and maybe in an unintentional way, right? The level design here is very vertical. It's very vertical. Like, a lot of the parkour is used in a way that's supposed to kind of orient you going upwards, more so than it is, like, you, I don't know, finding pathways that are on a vertical, like, movement, right? A vertical movement speed. Is that to the end of the level? Is this it? Is this, like, it's done? I thought it was over, but I guess there's like a little test stage, so we're also gonna get into that. Okay, I guess I'll do my whole spiel during the credits after this. I'll edit this in so you can see it, like, holy fuck. But this is just such a cool aesthetic. Like, this just started after I finished the level, and I was like, oh my god, I love this. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so sick. The level design is so sick. Whatever, join their Discord, yada yada yada. And then this shit happened, bruh. Like, this is tough. This is so cool. I am really excited to see what they do with the aesthetic moving forward. I've seen... There's some... like I said during my whole credit spiel, which you'll see in a second, they have... The dev has uploaded some Chapter 1 info and content. So fucking cool. Check that out if you're interested to see what the aesthetic is going to be like. That is very much... I'm glad they're not, like... I don't know, sticking with CD aesthetics, because I love that, but I also want this game to kind of, like, exist in its own vacuum and be fun in its own right, without, like, I don't know... having just CD locale, so like it never like the Palm Tree Panic, you know, like that type of deal. So I'm really excited to see how it's going. But I feel like I've explored pretty much all I want to in this. It looks like there are red rings in here too, but I mean, I'm not going to go for them. I didn't go for them in Never Lake, so I'm good on that here. But yeah, cut to the credits. Cut to my final remarks. Down? Oh, I just missed it. Okay, cool. Okay, that was the end. They didn't want me to go there. I'm just stupid. I'm just stupid. Overall, I think the level design is very cool, very vertical rather than horizontal. Rank D, whatever. I don't care. And at the end of the day, that harkens back to kind of like CD's very vertical, exploratory level design, but it doesn't feel like it's falling into the same pitfalls that CD does, where it's like, I don't know, momentum can't, you don't really feel like you can keep momentum without really, really dissecting and understanding the stages, and that makes CD on a casual level not very fun to play through unless you play through it like 5, 6, 7 times, right? This was frame 1 enjoyable. On a first playthrough enjoyable. All that motion, that movement, whatever, I haven't experienced that level before. That was just all, like, that came naturally by knowing the systems. But it was still vertical. It's just the parkour mechanic kind of worked in such a way, and the level design guided you in such a way that when you had to start moving upwards, when things got a little vertical, you didn't kind of lose yourself in the sauce of the level. The level design just worked really well. I think this isn't like traditional, really solid adventure-style level design, but I also don't think that's what they're going for, right? And I think it works for what it is. Now, we'll see if later on it kind of stays that way, or if it loses itself. I think this showing was just... They seemed really competent in their ability to design these levels in a way that fit their aesthetic, fit their systems, and made you feel like you were actually playing the CD opening. I think it fucks really hard. I think it fucks so hard. And I'm really excited. They have shown off the dev who commented on one of my videos. God bless you, brother. Thank you for putting up with my ramblings. But the dev has released some kind of gameplay of what Chapter 1 is going to be looking like, and that looks really cool so far. I don't really have any qualms with the level design in that from what I've seen. So, very, very excited. Very excited to see where it goes. I'm going to let the credits play through, just because I love these guys. They did good work, and they deserve to be seen and loved. I think that might be the end of them. Really long list of collaborators, and it shows. The quality of this game is really fun. Really fun? It was really fun. The quality of the game is very good. That's what I meant. There you go. But that was Sonic. Well, I can't remember. I'm so dumb. Hold on. Sonic Overdrive. That's what I thought, but I felt like I was getting it wrong. For some reason, I thought Oventure. That was cute as fuck. That was cute as fuck. I'm really satisfied with that. I'm so excited for Chapter 1 to release.